I'm live on Brunch with Brian. Good morning. Hey, and this is Monday, and we were going to follow up on our challenge, and I got a little bit late because I was at pickleball, and pickleball ran over. So I did want to see you guys, and I know I'm super late, so probably you guys aren't still hanging around, but you'll tune in later. So I did want to hear about your challenge. Remember, we were doing that 20 call challenge. So let me know how you did on your 20 call challenge. We want to keep that rolling. We want to get a lot of deal meetings. The progression of how this works is, remember, the three steps of every deal is opening call, closing call, deal meeting. Opening call, closing call, deal meeting. So let's get lots of deal meetings. Let's turn those calls into the next level. So you want, at the end of the opening call, the goal is to have built rapport, establish credibility, and also gather information. That's your main three duties of the opening call: build rapport, establish credibility, and gather information. Now on the closing call, what's the goal? The goal in the closing call is to uh, build more rapport and establish more credibility, or keep it up. And then also, you're going to try to close the deal. You're going to try to work out the four pretty house deal points. What are the four pretty house deal points? You guys know those, right? Purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment. That's your four pretty house deal points that you got to work out. So the closing call, the opening call, and the deal meeting, on all three of them, you've got to establish credibility and build rapport. So that's the same on every single contact with the customer. You're always establishing credibility and building rapport. Now, what about what about the closing call? You're building rapport, you're establishing credibility, and then what are you doing? You're working out the four deal points, negotiating the four deal points, and then setting the appointment. The goal of the closing call, when the closing call is over, you've got the four deal points more or less discussed, not always worked out all the way, but at least gone over. And that's purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment. And then when you've gone through those key terms with the person, you try to get as much of a meeting of the minds as you can. But the main thing is, before you go out for a deal meeting, if that deal hinges on them taking monthly payments, you better make sure they're going to take monthly payments. So now, not every deal hinges on them taking monthly payments. Sometimes, you can afford to pay cash on with the right kind of financing on an ugly house, and you're not always getting terms. I want you to know how to do other deals besides creative financing deals. And other deals besides creative financing deals are the ones that take cash sometimes. Now, remember, Lynette and I are hooked up with a big national private lending company. So if you do need money for deals, and if it's a good deal, whether it's distressed or whether you need a rental loan. Now, remember, there's two kinds of loans out there for mortgages. One is a rehab loan, but one for investors. One is a rehab loan, but the other one's a rental loan. Now, a rental loan is what you use to buy a property that you're going to hang on to. It's a buy and hold strategy. You get a rental loan on it at a good rate, and maybe you have to put some money in up front, but you're going to get that back from your non-refundable option deposit and your monthly cash flow. So I want you to pursue every kind of deal. There's a lot of different kinds of deals out there. And so some of the deals require that monthly payment. So if it requires that monthly payment, I want you to make sure that the seller says, yes, I'm open to taking, at least not a hard no. Not a hard no that I will not take monthly payments, certainly that they're open to it. Otherwise, it's not worth driving out there. But if they say, yes, I'm open to monthly payments, almost you don't even have to, that's enough to go out there. Everything else can kind of be worked out and negotiated. So I want you to negotiate that stuff, but I want you to get out there. And I used to not go out there. I used to really try to get everything worked out on the opening call and the closing call. And I wouldn't go out there unless I had all four deal points worked out. And I definitely blew some deals because of that. So if you get a yes on monthly payments, even if you don't get anything else worked out, you should get out there. But obviously your goal is to follow that closing call script and get a lot of that stuff figured out before you go out there. Now, when you go out there, that's the deal meeting. Then every single step of the deal, opening call, closing call, deal meeting, all have that same steps as establishing credibility and building rapport. But on the deal meeting, then you do the house tour, and then you sit down at a table. Make sure you're sitting at a table and you're going through the docs and signing the deal. So the goal of the deal meeting is to have everything agreed on and actually a signed contract. So you're not going out there just to look at the house and then talk about this later. You're going out there to look at the house and buy the house, write up the purchase and sale agreement on the spot. So I hope you guys made a lot of calls. And good morning, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, even though I was super late today. I love seeing you guys here. Tony, you always have some good things to say. You got your 20 call challenge completed and you got 3 deal meetings. That's awesome. That is really great. Good morning, Robert. Good job. Okay, Jennifer, you did the 20 plus calls on the way to view a property now. See, guys, these calls lead to deals. They lead to showings and deal meetings. That's so awesome. Fred, oh, is a recording of last week's taking action available? You know what? Call me, Fred. If you guys want to see a recording, we might do that. We might make a recording available. That's a good question, Fred. If anybody else wants a recording, let me know. I think I can send you that. Let me check that out. Purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment. Thank you, Tony, for chiming in with the 4 deal points. All right, so guys, I wanted to touch base with you. Let me know. Send me an email if you did your 20 call challenge. Out of the 2 of you guys who did the 20 call challenge, it looks like you both have deal meetings. That's great. That's the whole point. So that's really exciting. Let me know how it goes, and hopefully you follow through and get a deal signed today. So what's our affirmation for today is make those calls. I make those calls. Ready? I make those calls. Ready? 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I make those calls. I make those calls. I make those calls. Yeah. Awesome. I was a little late because I was playing pickleball today. So I'm glad you guys hung in and tuned in, and that's awesome. Let's start deep breathing real quick. Nice deep breath in. Nice smile on your face. Great morning. Lovely weather. And exhale. One more deep breath with a big smile. Nice. Okay, it's going to be a great week. Happy Thanksgiving week. It's going to be wonderful and exciting, and I hope you're getting together with family and having a wonderful holiday week. So great to see everybody. Great job again with your calls. I make those calls. Yes, way to go, Jennifer. Okay, now until I see you guys tomorrow, keep expecting success, continue taking action, and get the best training from the Wolf Couple. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Great job on your calls. Great job making your calls, you guys. And let me know. Keep me updated on that. All right, we'll